What up, Dokkaners? It is World Tournament weekend once again. For the 55th time, we are going to be going through the dumbest event ever made. And with it, we're going to be earning 50 Dragonstones. If you guys do the bare minimum, you do all the missions, you can earn 50 Dragonstones. So this video is going to be getting you guys ready for the activities starting tonight. We're going to talk about what target ranks you guys might want to consider, which units are decent with their upgrades, their EZAs. We'll show you how to earn all 50 Dragonstones. But before we do any of that, there is a massive global shaft that is coming with this World Tournament. We're going to start there. What is the massive global shaft? Well, it has to do with the timing of the World Tournament. As you all know, Global's World Tournament is infamously 1 day longer than JP's. Global's World Tournament goes for about 3 days, whereas JP's World Tournaments go for about 2 days. The start of Friday all the way until essentially the start of Sunday, a handful of hours. So it's like 2 days and change. Whereas for Global, it's all of Friday, all of Saturday, and all of Sunday. So 3 days versus 2. Pretty substantial difference. And for a game that is claiming to be unified in operation schedules, this is one of the reasons why people are kind of upset by that, because this is not quite unified. If both versions have the same event starting at the same time, both versions should also end at the same time. The reason why Global's World Tournament will always and forever be longer is because of the very nature of Global. It is a global version that spans the entire globe. So every country, every region, every territory on the planet needs to have ample amount of time to participate in the World Tournament. Whereas in Japan, since it is a singular country, it is basically it's just one time zone in Japan, right? One time zone, one region, so they only have to worry about that one place. That is why JP's World Tournament will always be shorter than Global's. That will likely never change. But what makes this an even bigger shaft is this time specifically, they have made the World Tournament even longer for Global. And here's why. Sunday, October 20th, we are getting a maintenance. Sunday, October 20th at 7 p.m. PDT, 2 hours after that day's reset, we are getting maintenance, which we will then be shut down for about 6 hours? 5 hours. No, 6 hours. I can do math. 6 hours. So for 6 hours, we will be unable to play the game. For a few of those hours, World Tournament would still be underway. World Tournament ends at 11 p.m. So for 4 hours, we would be missing out on World Tournament play. So what do they do? As a consequence for us losing 4 hours of World Tournament play, they extend the event by 18 hours. They have now made it so that it doesn't end on October 20th at 11 p.m. Instead, it's ending Monday, October 21st at 5 p.m. 18 extra hours. For 4 hours missed, they are adding 18 extra hours to the World Tournament, which is insane. Insane. And the worst part is it ends a minute before reset. So they also don't have to give us any additional missions for another day's worth of World Tournament grinding. But if you ask me, for 18 extra hours, I think we're owed some extra Dragonstones. So this is the big global shaft. For me, you know, if this isn't a sign from the Dokkan gods that I'm just going to be checking out this World Tournament, this just sealed it. I already said, and I'd already made my peace with the fact that I just was not going to do World Tournament this time because Sparking is out. I have no desire to do World Tournament at the same level. I'm busy this weekend. So I was never going to put that much effort, but this just seals it. Because now with an extra day, not only does this just make the grind last longer, people are going to have to burn more stones to hit the target ranks that they want. Those of you who are tryhard World Tournament players who are competitive, you kind of know the established workflow when it comes to World Tournament. How much time you got to put in on day 1, day 2, day 3. It's sort of an art form at this point. You know how much time you got to rest. You can gauge at the pace that you're going where your target score is going to be. With an extra 18 hours, people are going to be, a lot more competitive players will probably be earning 1 billion points. I think so far only one person on Earth has ever done that, on the global side anyway. And now it's just going to mean that for 18 extra hours, people are going to have to work their butt off to keep others from reaching the ranks that they're going for. This is not a good thing. And what's funny is that some of you guys have told me in the past, Toon, you will never understand the pain that us year 2, year 3 players had to experience when World Tournament was 5 or 6 days long. Well, we're kind of getting a taste of it now. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that this was the right decision to extend the World Tournament by 18 hours? Or do you think that they could have just simply ended the World Tournament earlier? I mean, I understand, like I just mentioned the point at the beginning of the video, they have to give every region ample time, but 4 hours, like really? This does not seem like a good enough reason to extend by 18 hours. That's just me. But yeah, do you think that this was justified? JP players, I'm sure, are laughing their asses off right now because they don't have to deal with this stuff, only global. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this global shaft. Do your missions and get out. Speaking of, let's talk about it. How do you earn 50 Dragonstones? Well, since we've got 3 days worth of daily missions, we're going to start right here. So you can earn 3 Dragonstones per day by simply winning the World Tournament 3 times. The cool thing about just going for the bare minimum missions and getting your 50 Dragonstones is that you can do these at your own pace. I would advise that at the very least you do 3 wins per day so you can get your 3 Dragonstones. So if we count these 3, we multiply that by 3, that'll be our starting point. So 9 plus 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, okay, 13 Dragonstones, 14, 15, 16, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, okay, 34, 35, 40, 45, and then 46, 47, 48, 50. So there you go. That is how you can earn 50 Dragonstones during World Tournament weekend. Basically, you have to do the dailies and then reach all the various accolades that they ask you to do here. In order to earn the Dragonstone rewards, you only have to win 7 World Tournaments in a row. But since you're going to be doing this at your own pace, you're not racing against the clock or anything, I would actually advise that you go for 20, because at 20 World Tournament reward, 20 World Tournament wins in a row, you also get a free copy of the unit. With the units in question being the Hit, Hachan, and Mighty Mask, I think those characters will be among the ones that you can pick up at these various rewards. So I think that you should do that, because if you don't really care about World Tournament, at least you can get 1 copy of the various units. This is a better way to approach it than trying to grind extra hard to get more copies. 1 copy is enough. These guys are fairly negligible. I will say that this particular class of World Tournament EZAs is not that compelling. Like a couple World Tournaments ago, we had Mr. Boo, who is crazy, High School Gohan, who is crazy. Those 2 units are fantastic. Cell, Super Saiyan 2 Saiyaman, those units are good. These guys, I think collectively are okay. They're not like must-haves. I think out of the 3 TURs, Mighty Mask is probably the most interesting. He has some cool features, which we'll talk about. But overall, I wouldn't say that this is a, like, you know, a super amazing class. So 20 World Tournament wins in a row, very easy to do. Getting these points, 23 million is how much you need to get the Dragonstones, but 30 million gets you Kais. Might as well go for the Kais. What else do we have here? Tiers. If you start at 30 times multiplier, you will easily reach those max tiers. This will not be a problem. 5 Dragonstones, you'll get it at the drop of a hat. Wins in a row, I mean, it's the same thing as the wins consecutively. If you get the 20 wins in a row, you will obviously get the 20 wins, which gives you another copy of the character. Local rewards. This, I don't count. I don't factor this into the Dragonstone count because only the top 10 locally actually get the stones. And this is a randomized subsection of the Dokkan gaming population. So depending on what bracket you're in, maybe you can easily get top 10 local, maybe you can't, maybe you don't even want to do that. So I don't factor this as part of it, but you guys should still try to at least get the top 150 in your local to get 1 copy of the new LR, which we'll talk about. The new LR, he's okay. Dragon Ball Saga overall doesn't really get much in terms of depth or, you know, new characters. The real source of Dragon Ball Saga comes from the World Tournament. So if you are somebody who is interested in having a good amount of depth for Dragon Ball Saga whenever they do get an update, I have been saying that while I think Fusions probably makes the most sense for 10 year, I've been kind of saying I feel like Daima and Dragon Ball Saga for 10 year might be what they do, based on nothing at all. But if they did, all of these World Tournament characters suddenly become that much more relevant. It's always good to have at least 1 copy. So that is the breakdown for the Dragonstone stuff. So now let's go in and talk about the characters themselves. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of, we'll talk about the 2 LRs, but I'll do a quick rundown of the 3 TURs. So let's start with the Grandpa Gohan. This is the new World Tournament LR. This is going to be obtainable from the local rank, like I said. So if you rank top local rank, you will get 2 copies of the unit. If you're in the top 150, which is very easy to do, you will get 1 copy of the Grandpa Gohan. But even still, I don't know if any of you guys are going to care. This is our first Grandpa Gohan LR. Turtle School, 130% lead. Raised attack and defense for 1 turn causes Colossal. Greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn causes Mega Colossal and Seals. Pretty cute. If the enemy or an ally whose name includes Goku is at the start of the character's attacking turn, activates entrance animation and all allies keep +1 attack +20 for the rest of the battle. That is nice. Key +3, attack and defense +150, plus an additional attack and defense +150 when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense +150 when it is an ultra super, plus an additional key +2 per Turtle School Kamehameha category ally self-excluded attacking in the same turn, plus an additional key +2, and launches an additional super attack when the name of an ally who's attacking in the same turn or an enemy includes Goku. So launching an additional super attack is definitely cool. But there you go. That's about it. That is all the character can do. Is he a must-have right now? Meh. But like I said, it's all about investing in the future. Getting one copy, I don't think would be the worst thing in the world. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about that LR. For the LR EZA, this time it is the Demon King Piccolo. Now on paper, this guy looks pretty good for a free-to-play. In terms of practicality, some people might disagree, but let's take a look at what the unit can do. Terrifying Conquerors 150% post EZA. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Colossal. Raises attack and massively raises defense for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal. No comma, no perma. This is not a permanent attack boosting attack. Then for the passive, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type other than tech into tech. Attack plus 60% per tech key sphere obtained. Key plus 5 reduces damage received by 50% with 4 or more key spheres obtained. High chance to perform a critical hit with 4 or more tech key spheres obtained. Defense plus 100% when before attacking. Defense plus 100% as the first attacker in a turn. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack and chance to dodge plus 30% as the second or third attacker in a turn. Plus an additional defense plus 60% and chance to dodge plus 30% when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class. Restores youth using the Dragon Balls when conditions are met. So before we even talk about the second form, this guy initially looked like a slot 1 unit where you get the extra defensive cushioning. Sadly, you don't get any dodge until you're in slots 2 or 3, but you do get extra defense, and more super attack launching combined with the damage reduction will make this guy probably more tanky in the slot 2 because you're massively raising the defense. So I don't know. That's one thing that kind of hurts the unit in terms of his position identity, because you can kind of tell right at the drop of a hat what sort of function a unit has, right? This is a slot 1. This is a slot 2. This guy kind of fits both, but it's also a free to play. So you have to kind of scale down expectations. Maybe that's a good thing. It can function in slot 1 and in slot 2. So that's how the pre-transform state looks. You can transform when there's a Dragon Ball Saga World Tournament or Dragon Ball Seekers category enemy, or straight up from the 7th turn from the start of battle. Then you get younger. This guy greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Colossal. Massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal, and lowers attack. And then for the passive, recovers 59% HP once only. Key plus 6, defense plus 100%. Randomly changes key spheres excluding tech into tech of a certain type. Attack plus 66% per key sphere obtained. High chance to crit, plus an additional chance to crit plus 6% per tech key sphere obtained. So this, in my opinion, just removes any need for adding crit to your unit. You don't need it. With 3 or more tech key spheres obtained, he's a nuking passive too with the attack plus 66%. Reduces damage received by 66% for 6 turns from the character's entry turn. This is kind of deceptive because it seems like this is very limited, but it's going to take a while for you to transform into this guy if you don't have a Dragon Ball Saga World Tournament or whatever category enemy. So this will actually take a while for this to wear off. Reduces damage received by 10% per key sphere obtained up to 66, starting from the 7th turn from the character's entry turn. So when this wears off, this kicks in. Defense plus 100% as the first attacker. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super and chance to dodge plus 30% in slot 2 or 3. And then again, defense plus 66, chance to dodge plus 30% when all allies are extreme class. So yeah, he looks okay. I feel like this is one of those units where you kind of have to see how the unit is in action before you can truly judge. But on paper, I'm sure people will have their reservations. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Since this is an LR EZA, you are going to need the World Tournament medals specifically for the Demon King Piccolo, because for every World Tournament LR, they get their own specific EZA medal. You need to have 45 of these in order to actually awaken them, which will require Hercule signatures, which we'll get to in a minute. But now let's go back and let's talk about the 3 TURs. Out of these 3, I personally feel like Mighty Mask is the most interesting and probably the most worth having, just because he does some unique things that not many units can do. These other 2 are okay, but let's just quickly go through them. I'm not going to read everything about them. This guy's a permanent attack stacker. He can raise defense, he can stun, he can nerf a little bit as typically a hit would do. Gains additional attack and defense when attacking, so this is not a slot 1 unit. This is more of a slot 2 or slot 3. Good little asset to include on your Universe 6 team, but then again, Universe 6 really isn't that crazy right now. And even if it is, it wouldn't include hit. Universe 6 right now, the meta strat for Universe 6 would be to bring all peppy gals like Kale and Khalifa, so he's okay. Then we've got Hachan. Hachan is a defensive unit who unfortunately loses the defense the more he gets hit, which is kind of counterintuitive because after he gets hit 8 times in battle, he loses defense plus 180. His damage reduction wears off after 1 turn. He gets more damage reduction Is it more damage reduction? No, he gets more defense. After the character no, he gets more damage reduction. With each attack received, his damage reduction goes up to 40. So after he loses 30, he gets the 40 right here. Guard wears off after 5 turns. Overall, I feel like this guy is mainly supposed to be a stall. Like, you build him for full dodge so that he doesn't get hit 8 times right away. So you can get like 2 or 3 turns out of this guy. He doesn't feel that good. I wanted a little bit more from him, but he's okay. So I would advise that you don't worry so much about this one. This is just my opinion. This guy's cool. This guy's pretty neat. This guy has a guaranteed dodge at 60% health or less. You also get a 70% chance to dodge when your health is 60% or less. Guaranteed dodge again when your health is 30% or less, and you get a guaranteed crit. And this guy has the Broly ability in his super attack where he has a chance to gain additional stats for the duration of the turn. So when you combine the potentially double greatly raising attack stat with crit chance either being guaranteed right here or being much higher with a full tournament participants team, this guy I feel like can contribute more on his team than the others would. So I think Mighty Mask is the most interesting of the 3. So if you had to prioritize, I would say Mighty Mask. And then, I don't know, probably Hachan, just because Hachan is more important to his team than Hit is to his. So 1, 2, and 3. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these 3 EZAs in the comments down below. Now let's talk about rankings and let's talk about rewards. So when it comes to the rankings, never go for number 1. Only one person gets it. That's not going to be you. And the one person who does get it doesn't ever comment here. So yeah, that's not going to be you. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about top 20, top 30, top 100. With this now being a 4-day event, I wouldn't even recommend going for top 2000 because a whole extra day having to keep the momentum up for that is going to be killer. The good news is, since there are only 3 TURs, this little guide here is actually going to be very nice. Because normally when there's 4 TURs to EZA, ranking in the top 2000 would give you enough of those medals to awaken all 4 units. Like back during the 49th JP World Tournament, there were 4 TURs that got EZAs. If you needed to have all these, you would have to have 15 times 4, 40 times 4, 30 and 30 times 4. That's 60, 160, 120, 120. That's a lot. But since there's only 3, you only have to go for this one. So if you are just straight up going for the medals to awaken the 3 TURs, 50,000 is what you're going to need to hit that goal. That's assuming you don't have any Hercule signatures or any other way to actually get those medals. If you're just relying solely on the rank, that's what you're going to have to do. But there are going to be other ways to earn those medals besides just ranking high. Rank 200,000 would get you 2 TURs. So maybe you don't care about Hachan, you only just want these 2. So top 200,000 would take care of that. Top 400,000 gets you 1 EZA TUR. So those are some little fun facts for you guys to keep in mind. Then we're going to talk about the Hercule signatures, because if you want to get that LR Demon King Piccolo EZA medal, you are going to need Hercule signatures in order to buy them. 45 is needed to buy all medals to awaken an LR. 45 times 3 means you need 135 of those Hercule signatures. How can you get all that? 90 will be obtainable for those who are ranked 1 through 3 locally. The local rank is the randomized subsection that I was talking about right here. If you are one of these 3, then you will get 90 Hercule signatures. 70 will be given to ranks 4 through 10. 60 will be for ranks 11 through 20. You get 60 more from World Tournament missions, so another reason why you guys should be doing all the missions overall. 9 from the 3 daily missions that you get per day, so that's 9 plus 60 plus whatever one of these. So your totals could look something like this: 159, 139, or 129. If you have been doing these World Tournaments regularly from previous seasons, then you might already have some lingering Hercule signatures anyway. I am only doing these calculations based on the one and only World Tournament that we're doing now, but if you have more, then you would have to factor that in as well. 115 of these Hercule signatures would be needed to buy the individual medals to awaken a TUR. I would not advise that you do that anymore, because they have now added a new bundle which costs you 100 Hercule signatures, which basically gives you the amount needed to awaken 1 TUR fully. So this is no longer relevant. We actually honestly might as well just get rid of it. We need 135 to EZA 1 LR. And this is the one that I was talking about. This is not a one-time pack anymore. This is actually unlimited. So I should change this. 104 special pack. Unlimited. Which is awesome. So if you got a bunch of Hercule signatures, you really like all of these characters, you want to EZA the LR and all 3 TURs, then you could buy this with your 135 and then spend another 100 to buy 1 pack of this, or maybe more, so you can EZA as many of these as you want. So there you go. If you rank as low as top 20 local and complete all missions, you will earn enough to easy a 1 TUR. So this is just like a bottom of the barrel condition. Maybe you just really don't care. You don't want to do anything, but you just want to have the Mighty Mask. I don't care about Demon King Piccolo. I don't care about Grandpa Gohan. I just want the Mighty Mask easy A-able. Well, just do this. Top 20 local, do all missions, you'll be fine. Overall, I would say the World Tournament takes about maybe an hour, hour and a half daily if you're trying to do all the daily missions, which compared that to what a typical competitive grind is going to be, you will be thankful it's only 1 hour. It'll give you something to do this weekend. I know Dokkan seems kind of slow, so just doing the bare minimum I think will also help retain the engagement in the game. And then once we come out of World Tournament weekend, after we have this maintenance, we could potentially be seeing what's coming up next. I'm going to be dropping a video tomorrow talking about why I think the next banner could be one of the 3 that we still have to have on global. So watch out for that one. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, obviously like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on this World Tournament weekend shaft that global has received. Do you think that they should not have done this extension? Should they have just ended it sooner? What are your thoughts on the characters, the class of World Tournament units that are dropping for this one? Do you like them? Do you not? Which one are you going for? What is your target rank? For all of you sweaty World Tournament players, what the hell are you guys going to do? Are you going to be keeping up the same pace, or are you giving it, are you just completely calling it quits for this one? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let you know you want to see more of my stuff. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and ours remember to Dokkan responsibly.